Okay, hi again. Little interesting development. I went off to do some tutorials using one of my worlds that I've been using for a while where everything's set up nice. But I've had a couple questions about, hey, what happened next on the world where you did your first night? Yeah, look, it's all nice and dark out there. So I guess the thing to do is to, run this one a little bit longer and just show if I can survive day 2. Now there are a bunch of things to consider. First of all is you check early on your resources. I've pretty much got 2 logs, 2 wood planks. Now I'd like to put a door here, but this isn't really like a permanent settlement. This is just a hole for the first night. A door would cost, there's no reason to keep a log. The door would cost 6, but it would make it easier to spot from a distance. So I'm going to go ahead and make a door. Now with the newest Minecraft, there's a little funny issue, and that's the fact that zombies will rip your doors off and hit you with them, which is pretty friggin' hysterical. The thing to do if that happens, if a zombie knocks at the door, let it in and kill it. Or it'll rip the door off, hit you with it, and then you kill them, take the door, and put the door back on. I guess either way, it's the same net result. So I'm pretty well set on food. There's a few issues to deal with here. First of all, get the heck out of the jungle. That's going to be number one, because it's just not a safe place to be. Let me sort some things the way I like them. I like to have number 5 is a building materials. Number 7 is a sword. 1 is my pickaxe. A little bit of food. So we need to get out of the jungle. Now normally I'd like to mark the spawn location, because if I die it's going to drop me in that darn cave again. So it really would be nice to mark that location. Our number 1 issue is just to get out alive. Now what you can do is basically if you really don't want to spend a whole lot of time just getting your butt kicked and you just want to establish someplace safe first, you can go into the controls here and you can set the difficulty to peaceful, and that will turn off all monsters and give you some people play that way all the time, but sometimes just the first night or two it's kind of a cheat. But if you want to get a town established or something, find a decent place and then start the battle. You can set it on peaceful, but I'm not going to do that. I'm going to leave it on, easy. Easy to me is just enough monsters to be interesting. I'm much more interested in building and exploring and don't want to spend all my time screwing around with these guys. Now, let's go check out outdoors. Quick check. Anybody? If there's a creeper right outside, you're probably going to die the first night. Caves are right there. I have no idea where the spawn point is. That's going to be unfortunate, because when I die I'm going to fall back in the hole. Alright, I wish I had remembered which way I'd come in. I could go back and check the video, but instant replay, but that would be cheating. So, here we go. What the heck, I'm out of torches. It would be nice to make some of those. And you don't need a crafting table for that. Let's just do a few torches. Now, jungles are easy to get lost in. Now, here's sort of a navigation thing I learned after dying way too many times. First of all, pick one direction and go. What I'm trying to do is find anything that is not a jungle and then set up a base there, because it's just going to be safer. And I can come back and get what little stuff I have here. Now see how easy it is to get lost? What I like to do is put little markers like this. So anywhere I'm at in the jungle I can come along and it's going to be like a little finger pointing right back to my home. So, and if I have lots of torches I'll put torches on top. And so it certainly helps around sunset when you really need to get back. You can see the torch, stumble onto it, and kaboom, home is that way. But for now, run one direction each day is usually how I get out of a jungle situation. And hope you can find some better terrain. This looks like a pretty hefty jungle. Also, a safety tip, in the jungle, run on the leaves, because the leaves provide all kinds of shade for monsters down below. During the day, the floor of the jungle is full of monsters, so now I can't quite see my old marker, so it's time to put another marker up. So, and really try to focus on one direction, don't get all sidetracked. Okay, heading, just run, look for anything that's not jungle. And yeah, I guess even if you were in a real jungle trying to survive, you'd want your markers to be up high, where you can see them. Alright, that looks like we're almost swamp trees. Wonder if we're getting out of here. And who knows what kind of monsters are below. Hey, there's some snow. So, we've managed to find something that's not jungle, so it's looking good. Alright, there's a marker, so from the edge of the snow I should be able to zoom that way to my original cave. But this is good. Very good. I am now at least in a reasonable environment. Let's add more caves. You know, that's good. Oh, good. Caves are good for resources, but early on, the monsters will come out and get you. Now I'm going to be a little adventurous. There's another of my markers. Continuing in the same direction for a while. Oh, it's going to hit. This is going to go on for a while. There's some food down there. Along the way, I recommend that you whack a bunch of grass. You're going to need this for farming later on. Occasionally it will drop seeds. Come on, seeds. There's one. And you can plant that and get wheat out of it. Now over here is an odd case where the biome apparently formed. This was originally had reeds, sugarcane on it. And then they died when the ice was generated. Let me grab some meat while we're here. And even though this is a pretty sparse, kind of a wasteland. Look at him slide across the ice. Kind of a nasty wasteland. Look, there's my marker. So I'm way over here and I can still find my way back. Even though this is a pretty nasty wasteland out here, it's preferable to being in that darn jungle, I'll tell you. So, there's one thing, you see it's all foggy and stuff. I have my video option set to render distance short, which is, helps keep it's easier on the memory, but you can't see the sun. It's the darndest thing. Okay, so render distance normal, you can see the sun, and it's still midday, so I have plenty of time to explore. I've got my markers. I'm still going in pretty much one direction, and I'm gonna see what's beyond this particular biome. Maybe there'll be something. Now, also, it's a little awkward. I don't like to initially build too far away from the spawn point. But, if all you've got are these hostile biomes, then I would say you kind of don't have a choice. You can always build roads and make life easier later on. This one, I'm conserving my torches here, because, hey, look, there's no trees. If you were to spawn here, it would be kind of quite the difficulty, because there's no trees. You'd have to run over there to find some wood. But I'm hoping there's something better on the other side here. Now, once you're away from home, slightly afternoon is a good time to start on your shelter for the night. And I don't think there's going to be anything. I don't think I'm going to get out of the snow by nightfall. So let me check this here. Going this way, there ought to be another. There's my marker, so yeah, I'm still going the correct direction. I think I'm going to be stuck in the snow for the night, but here's a neat thing. There's some trees out here. I'm going to maybe grab a little bit of wood. I'm not going to be able to start a farm in this rotten environment, because any water is going to be frozen, but I'll pick the seeds for later. I will grab a little bit of wood. Oh, I don't have an axe. That's true, I don't have an axe yet. Oh well, I'll grab some wood with the old fist here. I'm beating the tree to death with a seed. That's funny. It's a very abstract world. Let's go. Okay, so that's done. And if it drops a baby tree, I can plant it, and this tree will pretty much stick around forever, as long as I keep replanting a sapling each time. Now's definitely the time to start scrambling. Now, here's my marker. Oh boy, another cave. Well, sort of part of my safety drill. If this something looks like it's going to be a threat, why not save myself the trouble? I can, and it also marks this as an area that's worth coming back and exploring. And let's make use of the landscape. This here looks like a perfect shape for a house. So let's just drill our way in there. This is where we're going to spend our second night. Should have plenty of time to make a little cubby hole. Of course, now I'm wishing I hadn't put the door on the old house, because I could really use a door here. In this particular case, though, this is just another one where I'm just going to shut myself in for the night and go digging. You can use an axe on that. Yep. So, this is going to be my hangout for night 2, and there's my marker right there to get back to my original hangout. Sun's going down. It's alright. It's looking okay. I'm going to patch this in. You don't really need to fill in both of them. That will keep zombies, creepers out. A skeleton might still shoot at you through there. A spider could come in, but they're not really particularly dangerous. I wish I could have spiders as pets, actually, because I think they're kind of cute. So this is going to be my night 2 hangout. Now, each time you create a hangout, you kind of have to provide the basics again. I got 4 wood, so I can split it up, make myself a crafting table. Then from the crafting table, every hangout has a few of the same old components. Crafting table, forge, and this time I have enough wood to make a chest. The forge is good because I can cook some more meat. And this time, oak wood planks, jungle wood planks. I have enough. 8 takes 8 to make a chest. You may not actually have noticed, but you can mix the wood in a single recipe. It's something I stumbled across at one point, and got pretty glad they allow that. Because sometimes you just have an extra piece of wood sitting around, the wrong kind. And now, well, again, this is probably not my final destination. This is just a way station. But if I, once my hands started getting full, or if I'm exploring the area, I can put a little cache. I like to leave little caches for myself. So in this case, I come through here and there's some food in case I'm starving in the middle of the wasteland. And now it's time. The sun's going down. Do some digging. And I'll be able to see what time of day it is. And if a spider comes in, I'll just kick its ass. Big deal. Get some free string. You actually need some spiders initially, because spiders give you string. You need a string to make your bow. So, if a spider comes in, he's pretty much just giving me exactly what I need. So, now I'm going to be speeding it up. Oh, yes, duh. It's not a home without torches. I got 9 torches left. Okay, now I'm probably going to speed through this part while I'm digging. And just pretend there's like Benny Hill music or playing or something. Here we go. Zoom. Here we go. I just dug up some iron. This, I'd say, is one of your most important things. As early as you can, finding iron is good. The iron tools are the best you can get early on. The iron sword is the best you can get early in the game, and of course iron armor is a very nice thing. So I'm going to run back up right away and start this cooking. Ow, ow, hit my head, hit my head, hit my head. So it's still plenty dark out. I've only been down there a few minutes, found what I wanted already. So we're going to cook that up. Now, a complete set of armor takes 27 pieces of material to make, but I can at least start with a helmet or something. Early in the game, you have to conserve your tools, so I normally wouldn't make these 3 tall, but I just find it so irritating that bumping your head every time, even though it's an imaginary ceiling. You just get that silly feeling that you're bumping your head going up the stairs. See, now it feels right. So I always make them 3 units tall. Okay, back up to the top. My iron is cooked. Not my goose. My goose is not cooked. I'm actually in pretty good shape here. Now that I have some iron, like any resource, you want to figure out the best use for it. In this case, I like the iron pickaxe because it can mine certain ores that nothing else can mine. So I'm going to make an iron pickaxe. Now at this point, I might as well put the wood one in my stash, because if I'm through here in the future and I don't have a pick, there's one. It's only good for a few whacks. Another thing to show you is, let's conserve this one that's mostly broken, because we can use it to repair this one. So I'm going to keep using stone pickaxes on normal ores, and only use the iron pickaxe if I find something special that actually requires an iron pickaxe. So that's a few things to consider. I'm going to run back down and speed up again. Okay, I'm down here digging and found some more coal, so that's a handy thing. And I forgot to mention, as you see, when you hit the coal, occasionally you get experience orbs. You see the little ding and the little yellow sphere. That's experience orbs from mining. That's a fairly recent development in the game, and much appreciated. So you can see at the middle of the bottom, the number 4, I already have 4 levels of experience, which can be spent later on for enchanting items and for repairing items using the new anvil. Anyway, finding fuel is always a good thing. Haven't seen much else yet, but getting experience, getting materials, waiting for the sun to come up, and tomorrow you'll see is a much different day. It's much nicer. Oh, more iron. It's much nicer to be in a nice open area than stuck in the jungle where you never know what's where or what's lurking under the trees. Alright, so I got some more iron. I'm going to zoom up top and cook it. And it's daylight. Look at that. So let me cook this. And now that I found a little more, I'm going to start making myself armor. The cheapest one is the boots that cost 4. The helmet cost 5 materials. Now on my inventory, I have a helmet. And you can see that I now have 1 unit of armor down at the bottom, which is really not much. I wonder if I got any more leather off, 4 leather off the cows. I'll check that out. I can make myself some leather boots. So, alrighty. Leather boots. I now have 1.5 armor. I'm a little bit hungry. I will eat a steak.